Hello all my channel subscribers. It's been a while since I've made a video and I just want to discuss the new Futurama episode. Now I can't quite remember the name of it, but I know what it's about, and I will give some spoilers, so beware right now. If you don't want to hear spoilers, then turn it off right now. Okay. So, it's been 10 long years since 2013 since we've seen new Futurama. I've been waiting that whole time, writing the powers that be. When I got a Twitter account in 2016, I started writing people, whoever I could, at first, when they were owned by 20th Century Fox, I wrote them, and even Comedy Central, where they were on their last run, and I would write even Comedy Central, and just let everyone know, like, we want the show to come back. The voice cast, I would let know everybody, and some of the voice casts actually got back to me. John DiMaggio got back to me. The voice of Amy Wong, Lauren Tom got back to me. Billy West actually got back to me. I did not get Matt Groening to respond, but hopefully he saw what I was writing. So I'm sure I wasn't the only one. We were all writing. And this isn't the first time, the first merry-go-round with renewals and, cancellations. The show's been canceled 3 times already. It's I assume it's 3rd run. So how it works, 3rd run. And it's been jerked around. I mean, when it first came out, 1999, Fox didn't understand it from the beginning. From all the commentaries, we're talking about how Fox is like, what if this is such a great future? Why does everyone want to kill themselves? Why is it a horrible future where everything doesn't work? And Groening was like, well, see, that's the point. That's the part that makes it funny. That it is the future. It's the year 3000. Yet nothing works. Nothing. Everyone's miserable and wants to commit suicide, and it's just it's like our world, basically, except the future, basically. So everything sucks, and it is what it is. It's a dark, similar future to what our present day is, which makes it funny. It's relatable. The characters are all like really super relatable. And unlike The Simpsons, which I like The Simpsons still watch it. And I love the classic era the best, but I still watch the show. Unlike The Simpsons, the story is cohesive and follows from episode to episode to episode. Another show that does that of Groening's is Disenchantment, and I really like Disenchantment as well. That's coming back another year. Last year, I was in Disney Epcot. I was going to say Disney Plus for some reason. I don't know why. But I was in Epcot, Disney's Epcot. It was raining. I was with my parents. We were under our umbrella at the Food and Wine Festival, eating some really good, some kind of African meat, like some kind of African steak. It was like really good, but it was raining. And I was reading on my phone at the time. It was in September. Disney was doing their convention, their big D23. And Groening just so happened to get on stage, and he proclaimed, I'm working on 3 shows right now. So that means he was working on Futurama, The Simpsons, and Disenchantment. And being that we haven't gotten an update yet on Disenchantment, I'm assuming they're working on it. Maybe it's like the writer's strike or something that's holding it up. Although I did hear rumors that Disenchantment would be coming back later this year, maybe in the fall, or later, maybe even in the winter. Which would be different because the show usually comes out in the fall. So back to Futurama. So Fox never liked it, and they got canceled in 2014 because, as Fox said, the show's not getting any ratings. Okay. The show kept on getting preempted, which means they didn't show a lot of shows that should have been shown because of football games. So if the show isn't regularly on, how can you blame ratings for it? People know it's not on, so they're not going to watch. It's not on, physically not on to watch. And then when it is, people don't know it's on because it was on last week. So, very, very confusing terminology for Fox. Fox just did not like this show, and I think they made a big mistake. I think they could have had a hit like The Simpsons on their hands, and it probably still would have been on the air just like The Simpsons to this day. So, whatever. It is what it is. They canceled the show. The last episode, that Devil's Hands or Idle Playthings, was excellent. And then we did our letter writing campaign and got them to make, eventually 20th Century Fox made 4 direct to DVD. I was going to say Blu-ray, but I meant DVD. This is the DVD time. Back before Blu-rays. 4 direct to DVD movies that were epic as anything. One of them wasn't canon. It was more like a fantasy story. They were goofing on Lord of the Rings. I don't know if Game of Thrones was a thing yet. It might have been. I think it was. So they would probably goofed on that. Harry Potter. You name it, they goofed on it. So that was the one movie. But the rest of it was a cohesive story. And as a matter of fact, the first one, Bender's Big Score, I believe it was, that one almost had a Christmas feel to it. Sometimes I'll put it on around Christmas time when I'm doing my marathon of Christmas graining stuff. So, which, by the way, I don't think Disenchantment does holiday stuff. It's total fantasy, so they don't like celebrate the same stuff we do. So then they bring it back to do the movies, and based on how many people bought the DVDs, which I was one of them, I bought all the DVDs, they brought the show back in rerun form on Cartoon Network, and it did so well with the ratings. And these are repeats, by the way, of the first, 4 seasons. I don't know, I think they added the movies into that as well. They split it up into, episodes. I like them better as movies, but they don't show them that way anymore, so I do have them on DVD somewhere in a box in my room. So, you can watch them anytime you want. But, so then, they brought it back. They brought the show back. And I thought it was pretty good. I mean, maybe it was slightly, just a little bit, not as good as the original run, but it was still really, really fun. It was still a load of fun. There was a lot of good gems of good episodes in the new run. And I forget exactly the years and stuff when it was brought back, when it wasn't. But then they had the last episode in 2013. So 10 years ago, and altogether the show is now 23 years old. It's a classic. It's truly a classic. So the first episode, they opened up telling you what happened in the last one, which, they grew, Fry and Leela grew old together. I think they got married. I mean, it wasn't an official, because everyone was frozen, so, but they got married and lived their whole life together. They even traveled the oceans, because the oceans were walkable because the Earth was frozen. The whole universe was frozen. So basically, that was the last episode, and then Professor comes down and says, "Hey, you want to do it all again and get younger and whatever?" And they go back, and then that was the last time we saw them 10 years ago. So they come back, and they show you how it all came to be, and then freeze frame. We are back in the year 3023. They're making it like time had elapsed the whole time that the show was on, and also that they were frozen for that long as well. So, what did I think of it? I really enjoyed it. Was it anything like super in depth, like the best episode ever? No, but it was the first episode of a new run of the show on Hulu. And for what it was a pretty good Futurama episode. Definitely not the worst. I've seen worse. Definitely not the best, but it was entertaining, made me laugh. I will give away one spoiler. So just, again, if you're not into spoilers, please, you probably left already, hopefully. I like the part where the robot devil took Calculon and put him in the cannon and shot him back up to Earth because he was going to have another chance at life. That was freaking awesome. Really cool. And it just had tons of laugh out loud moments. Some of the complaints I'm hearing is couldn't they have made it more serious and about what had happened before, kind of like Rebirth? I guess, but been there, done that on the last run of the show. Why not just go out guns blazing and just goof on everything? And they goofed on, the main goof was streaming TV. Because back in like 2013, like, I don't even, if streaming was a thing, it was very new and it wasn't like a big thing. Like, I even think back then, Netflix gave DVDs away. It was that long ago. And a lot of people would rent the DVDs to watch on their DVD player. So that's how long ago 2013 was. 10 years have elapsed, and streaming is now the biggest thing. People binge, and another funny thing is they really brought home the binging part throughout the episode, that you could binge TV now, or that that's a thing, but you can't binge this current run. They're doing it week to week, so every Monday you're going to get a new episode, so you can't watch it all. 10 episodes, and then 10 episodes next year, and hopefully it does good, and they bring it back for another 2 years, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. I think the second episode sounds better. It's like it's going to be a continuation of the Kif, Amy, and Leela story about when Leela got pregnant with Kif's kids just by touching his hand. Their kids. So at the end they show the little tadpoles and stuff, and we'll come back like so many years later and meet our kids and stuff. And one of the tadpoles, out of all of them, looked like Leela. So we're gonna see at least one that looks like Leela. I don't know. I guess the rest look like Amy and Kif. But we're gonna revisit that. We're gonna come back to the little kids or whatever. I don't even know if they're gonna be little. Maybe teenagers, maybe pre-teenage. I don't know how they're gonna do it. One thing that I questioned was they never really approached the subject of if Fry and Leela were married, why didn't they really bring that up too much? Shouldn't they be like a couple living in an apartment together somewhere, or at least thinking about moving out of the Planet Express building to, start a family or whatever, start a life together? I don't know. And another thing, no Qbert or what's that kid's name? Hermes Conrad's kid. They weren't in it. I know some people don't like those characters, but I like them. They're part of the show, and they're fun. They're funny, and I like a lot of the episodes they're in. So they did show a clip of them in the beginning where the time was frozen, and there was a owl, which is a big thing with this show. There are owls like everywhere throughout the show, throughout its run, and they showed like a shot of them frozen, and the owl was trying to take their ice cream or something. So I'm hoping that Qbert and Hermes Conrad's kid is in some of these episodes. I think that would be pretty fun. Just to hear their voices again, to see their faces and characters, and it would be fun. I want to put out a final statement. I don't know if you're ever gonna tune into my channel, John DiMaggio. What was it, about a year ago when the show was revived? And it looked like you were going to be a holdout for more money. I mean, rightly so. I mean, the voice actors do deserve more money. It's really criminal how voice actors are treated in Hollywood. I do agree with that. But I was so upset at the prospect of not having everyone come back except for John DiMaggio that I might have sounded like I was bad mouthing him, and I might have been, at the expense of Disney and defending Disney. And I'm really, really sorry I did that. I didn't mean to be that harsh. And if you could forever forgive me for the hurtful words I said, I would really make me happy. I'm a big fan of yours. Really. I never meant any harm. So, and my name is basically the same as my channel name, Leoluca Randisi on Twitter. So, spelled the same, everything. So, I'm really sorry. From the bottom of my heart, man. You're cool. And you're one of the best at what you do. And I support you. I think what Disney did was pretty... Can I curse on here? Pretty shitty. It really was. You didn't deserve that. None of the voice actors deserve that. You deserve to be paid just as much as any actor in Hollywood. I mean, voice acting isn't easy. If it was, we'd all be doing it. We would all be doing it, and we're not. Because we can't. I mean, I think I can do Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think I can do Al Pacino. I think I can do Harrison Ford. No, it's just for fun. I can't do those voices like you guys can. You're the best. You're the goats of the. You're the goats of the greatest of all time of the voice acting world. And I appreciate it. I'm sorry. And God bless. God bless you and your families and everybody. Thank you. And good night.